The question is, how many people will flock to this new party? I predict it'll end up being called the Peace and Justice Party or something similar. Some pollsters say around 10% of the electorate would give it a go. Joining me is the political journalist Michael Crick. Michael, great to have you on the show. You wrote a famous book about the militant tendency way back in the day, so you know a lot about the hard left. What is your view about the prospects for this party?
Well, on the one hand, it's likely to be pretty chaotic. I mean, Corbyn as Labour leader made Boris Johnson as a party leader look, utterly organised and disciplined. And, the whole of his leadership was complete chaos. I remember a story from 2015 when he was running from the Labour leadership. And he and his aides all got on the train to go up to Birmingham for a debate. And as they were coming into New Street Station, one of them said, "So where is this debate?" "I don't know. I thought you had the address." No. You've got the address, surely. And none of them had the address of where they were meant to be going to. And so they said, "Oh, that's all right. Yvette Cooper's down there. We'll go and ask her." And Corbyn said, "No, we can't do that. she'll know that we're incompetent." And it went on like that throughout the Corbyn leadership. They're going to have to really get themselves organised, and there's all sorts of problems I can see there. On the other hand, I mean, you'll remember from 2015 the extraordinary numbers of people that came to Corbyn's rallies when he first.
He has had a certain charisma.
And he won handsomely.
He has this kind of charisma. I mean, there's no doubt about it. People are quite transfixed by him. All the jokes about the magic grandpa and stuff. Yeah. He has something special.
Yeah, he does have something special. And interestingly today, the trouble with Corbyn when he was Labour leader is he came across as grumpy all the time, particularly when journalists tried to doorstep him. And he lost his temper a lot of the time. Whereas we saw a slightly different Corbyn today when he, certainly the interview I saw, smiling and laughing a bit and being a bit modest. And Corbyn actually says that his new party is partly going to be fun. I don't think the Corbyn Labour Party was much fun. So maybe that will help. If he's willing to laugh at himself a bit more in the way that Nigel Farage does, that could make a difference. And then remember, of course, that there are lots of, there must be about a dozen MPs now who are potential members of this new party. The ones that have been suspended by Labour, John McDonnell and the recent ones suspended by Labour. And then, of course, the independents who were elected at the last election on a pro-Gaza platform. So if he plays his cards right, if they both played their cards right, they could actually end up with more members, more MPs quite quickly than Reform have. Corbyn also says there's going to be no control freaks. They're not going to be a load of control freaks. Well, that's a bit rich coming from the man who employed, Seamus Milne as one of his aides and Andrew Murray, who were certainly, in my eyes, and probably yours too, the arch control freaks. So maybe it's a new.
It's very, very hard to guess what it's going to feel like at the moment. But if you're Keir Starmer, you can't be completely relaxed about this. I mean, I think a lot of the people you've mentioned will actually fight quite hard to stay inside the Labour Party. John McDonnell, for instance, said he's been Labour all his life. He's not going to give it up. So it's not obvious they're all going to go over to Corbyn or anything like it. Nonetheless, there is now a door on the left which people can go through if they're pushed too hard.
And it's a lot easier for voters and activists and supporters and Labour members to make that jump than it is for MPs. And if only 5% of the public think, we'll give Corbyn a try, then that could be devastating for Labour's figures and votes at the next election. And of course, the other fact you've got to bear in mind here is there are others on the left, notably the Green Party, who will be gnawing away at the sort of really left-wing vote in this country. So it could be quite a contest. But, Corbyn now is significantly older than he was 10 years. He's 76 now. Maybe Zarah Sultana will have to make most of the running. They're asking for ideas. They're going to have this conference, they say. I can see that being pretty chaotic. And they're saying it's going to be run by the members and for the members and so on. But I suspect that won't be the way it works out. That Corbyn will have to.
I will be sitting at the back of that hall with my notebook, and I'm sure you will be as well. Michael Crick, great to have you on the show. Thank you very much indeed for that.